What's up, guys? Yo, Fruit Punch Saber here, and we are back with more White Album 2, Coda. Right? As you can see, I'm wearing new headphones. That's because I've been inspired by Kazusa. Dang, it's different. Everything is gonna be. I might commentary, provide like my inside thoughts on my headphones. Excuse me. You know, let's get to it. Everything sounds so different now. Dang, I can hear the clock. You've been hearing the clock, but now I can hear the clock. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I can't sleep. The second hand on the clock has spun around countless times as I've been staring at it. Actually, I've been watching the minute hand spin around a few times too, but I still can't fall asleep. Kazusa had already fallen asleep long ago. She was still rather tense, but today, she chased me out of the bathroom, ate her food with her own hands. Even after she slipped into bed, she glared at me for a while and spoke to me at length about her additional concert and her plans for when she leaves Japan. Tired from both speaking and her time outside, she defenselessly fell asleep right in front of me with soft breaths. And that's why I was able to finally relax today and thought to myself that I'd be able to fall asleep easily. But my memories are getting in the way. Memories of the bombshell dropped on me this late in the game, the words that Yoko-san spoke. She's dying.
だから白血病。普通は発酵のヒロインがかかる病気なんだけど、神様も何を勘違いしたのかしらね。
After forcefully tracking down Yoko-san, who had concealed her own whereabouts, I came here to meet her in person to, of course, talk about Kazusa. I want to tell her in earnest that I can no longer support Kazusa and ask for her help. And I wanted her to take the responsibility she had forced upon us up until now.
半年前くらいかな。たった2時間のコンサートで体がふらつくようになってきたのよ。
I wanted her to take responsibility. That way Kazusa would have been saved, yet.
3、4曲目あたりで動悸や息切れが激しくなってきて、終わった後も1時間くらい収まってくれなくてね。
Yoko-san called me to a location I could never have imagined. Hojo University Hospital.
ああ、とうとう来たか、糖尿病って思ってたんだけど。
普通は誰でもそう思います。親子とももっと節制すべきです。
ギター君は相変わらずだ。私に対してもいっつも偉そうなんだから。
すいません。まだ状況を飲み込めてなくて。
まあそうよね。当の本人でさえ受け入れるのに結構時間かかったし。
The 15-minute walk where I live. Within the Hojo campus, which I commuted to and from for around 7 years, there is a hospital. In a private room with that hospital is where she lies.
向こうの病院で軽く見てもらった時には貧血だって言われたから、それから必死で食べて。ワインも白をやめて赤に変えたしね。
それ色だけじゃ。
Isn't red wine healthier?
それでもやっぱり症状が改善しなくてね。1年前ならオールナイトで弾いても平気だったのに。
Being able to do that in the first place is what is strange. Enough for Kazusa to view her as a hard wall to climb.
それで、これはやばいんじゃないのってことになって、こっちで信用のおける高柳先生に見てもらうことにした。
I know that Takeyanagi Norimasa, he was the chief of the medical faculty in my university.
その手の病気に関しては世界的権威って言われてるし、何よりまあ昔からいろいろとあった間柄だし。
And now in the strangest way possible, he's yet another candidate for being Kazusa's father.
来日してから何度か検査入院して、だいたい病気の正体もつかめてきて。
入院
In other words, the reason she disappeared without a trace so many times wasn't so she could catch up with old friends or spend the whole night drinking.
さてどうしようかって時に結構ヤバい症状が来ちゃってね。それがカズサのコンサートの夜。
あの日か。
2日ほど記憶がないんだけどね。
Dang. Mikasa was overcome with sorrow because she had no one to support her. There was a person who was in even greater need of her daughter's support.
まあ今は大丈夫。週明けには退院できるから。
カズさんにはそのこと
言えると思う？今のあの子に。
I was planning on blaming this person. I was ready to look down on her and give her a lecture or two. Despite that, I figured out just how little I knew.
もしかしてカズさんの来日公演も
いつかは連れてくるつもりだったけど、急いだのはこのためね。
Oh, it was Yoko planned to bring her to Japan. The reason these concerts in Japan were organized wasn't simply to cash in on her popularity. It wasn't simply the judgment of a producer.
どうもカズサは日本で受け入れられるのか、うちのバカ娘はもう一度日本で暮らせるのか、その両方を確かめたかったの。
She doesn't know if she can be there to experience her daughter's future. And so this was a shock therapy that a mother had devised after carefully thinking about how she would ever convey this news to her daughter.
私が生きてるうちにね。
そんな
Although everything she's done up until now, in that regard, has failed horrifically. I can't bring myself to blame this doting parent after knowing about her circumstances.
言っておくけど、すぐ死ぬつもりなんか全然ないわよ。
はい
最近はだいぶこの病気の致死率も下がってきてるし、薬打ちまくって金使いまくって、少なくとも100までは生き延びるわよ。
お願いします
Yeah, please do. With her words, I managed to perceive her strength. A strength that makes me think, since it's Tomiyoko we're talking about, everything will be fine.
ただね、もうウィーンには戻らない。私はもう日本を離れるつもりはないの。
陽子さん
But beside that, I can no longer see the once triumphant and carefree pioneer who once abandoned Japan anymore.
自分の生まれた国ですもの。なんだかんだ言って世界で一番愛してる国ですもの。
Then she wanna die in Japan. You gotta at least understand though, right? She said it right here, it's the country she loved the most. She may talk like she's gonna live up to 100, but I think she low-key knows she doesn't have much time left. I can't blame her judgment. As a compatriot, I can sympathize with her, and the more I find out about her circumstances, the less I can bring myself to oppose her. But even then,
カズさんは
what about her? Tell her nothing?
どうしよっか、ギター君。
そんな
She spoke with a hint of humor, but I'm sure there wasn't any falsehood in her lamentful words.
今のカズさんは陽子さんを超えることだけが人生の目標でなのに陽子さんしか頼れる人がいなくて
And Kazusa will probably be able to detach herself from any lingering regrets in Japan.
そっか。カズサのことを拒絶したのね、あなた。
Song. Kotoba ni dekinai omoi.
ねえ、あの子のどこがダメだったの？そりゃピアノ以外に取り柄ないし、暗いし、わがままだし、意地っ張りで諦めの悪さはちょっと低レベルだけど。
I'm sorry, Yoko-san, but this is a Setsuna route. This is fucked up, dude. Why this game makes you wanna... This game makes you wanna choose, feel like when you choose Setsuna, it makes you feel like you chose the wrong choice. It doesn't praise you. It doesn't like say, hey, congratulations for choosing Setsuna. You're getting all these terrible news. You're like, God damn it, bro. If only I was there for Kazusa, she wouldn't have to suffer. It's like this game punishes you for choosing Setsuna. That's fucked up. Is the very first OST?
そういう問題
Very
じゃ
first OST of the
ない
game.
ですあいつに不満なんかありません
そんなこと平気で言える人間世界であなたしかいないから期待してたんだけどな。
We both relied on each other too much.
また負けたか我が娘は。しかも5年前と同じ相手に。
やめて
See, this is fucked up, bro. They rub it in your face too. Setsuna. All because I chose Setsuna. I feel like I'm making Kazusa suffer even more. I thought that this person alone could. I thought she alone could do something about that moody genius, an ability to become part of society. Never once considering that.
こっちとしても賭けだったのよね。
She didn't really lose. She left to Europe. Yeah, she kind of won at the end, low key. But she was too afraid. You know, because she didn't want to ruin the relationship with Setsuna either. You can't keep both. But that's their issue, right? Both Setsuna and Kazusa, they want to keep both. They want BFF and Haruki.
私だって一応親なんだし、カズサが独り立ちできるまで一緒にいてやりたいって思ってる。
I mean, let's just say I have a best friend, and I'm also best friend with another girl, and I like that girl, like a lot. Let's just say I love that girl, and then my best friend got a step ahead and kissed her, right? And then let's say I'm Kazusa. I got a step ahead and kissed her, right? Man, they don't look like a creep, but fuck you. Let's just say that, right? And then my best friend, you know, confessed to her. She said yes, but she low-key likes me. And then we've been doing it behind his back, right? We can't really be friends anymore. It's fucked up. It's too much. But with Kazusa and Setsuna, like, they're willing to forgive each other, but they can't forgive each other at the same time. Like, they still want to be friends, but they still can't forgive each other for trying to get Haruki. It's a complicated feeling. But I can't blame her for that at all.
けれども、それをウィーンで実現させることはできない。わがままではあるけれど、自分の一生のことだから。
Because we're both relying on each other for the sake of our own lives.
だからカズサを無理やり日本に連れてきた。永住するために。
They're two girls in love with Haruki, average looking ass. It's not really about looks. As long as you look okay, you know, you're straight. Right? Look is just like the introduction. Haruki's lucky because he was lucky to be there at the right moment. He was lucky to be there when Setsuna started singing. He was lucky to be there when Kazusa was practicing the piano, all alone. Haruki is lucky to be there to practice his guitar while Setsuna just randomly sings on the rooftop. Haruki got the timing. You can call it destiny. If I could accept those words in full earnesty, I would find them joyous from the bottom of my heart.
ピアノの方に限って言えば、今の日本なら、今のカズサなら、もうヨーロッパじゃなくてもやっていける。
Kazusa, who separated from me in such a sorrowful way 5 years ago. Kazusa, who I thought I'd never see again, will be within reachable distance every day from now on.
もともとフリューゲルのじいさんは今年で引退だし、次の師匠も日本で見つけてある。橋本健二っていう若手ナンバーワンピアニストを育てたフランス人のおばちゃんでね。まあ昔は男取り合ってよく大喧嘩したけど。
During our commemoration, or even whenever I feel like it, I can call Kazusa to join our gatherings.
だからあとはカズサが再びここで暮らせるか、それだけが一番の心配事だった。
We can restore the three consistent Kazusa, me, and Setsuna.
でも結局ダメだったみたいね。カズサを吹っ切れさせることも、カズサの思いを遂げさせることも。
We can go back to being three again. But That won't be the same three we swore eternal friendship 5 years ago in the hot springs inn. It will be a three where no one can consider the other as friends.
あなたこそがカズサを日本に戻すための最後の希望で、そして最大のネックだった。
俺にそんなこと言われても、いきなりそんなこと言われても。
あの子の気持ち聞いたんでしょ。それで受け入れなかったのよね。ならそれが結果なんだからしょうがない。
Man, this is so fucked up, man. I know she's not doing this on purpose. She's just saying how it is. Haruki was her last hope. This dying woman's last wish to let Kazusa live independently in Japan. And we fucking crushed it. Just messed up.
受け入れられると思いますか。5年間音信不通だったんですよ。どうやって信じろって言うんです。
ずっと一緒にいた私が保証しましょうか。あの子が5年間どれだけ色ぼけてたか。会えもしないたった一人の男相手に。
別にそんな。
あの子は毎日10時間あなたと会話してたのよ。だから思いが色あせることなんかあるはずなかった。
10時間。
10 hours. That's the time Kazusa spent with her piano. The time when she wasn't rebelling against her mother. And the time when she wasn't hurling abuse at me.
そうやってずっと冷めない恋をしてたから、あの子のピアノはどんどん色っぽくなってって、いつの間にか世界に認められるようになっちゃって。
Damn, dude. What? This game is messed up. I already chose Setsuna. Why you keep telling me this? You're making me regret choosing Setsuna. Her piano style grew more and more suggestive. So are you telling me her piano is basically every time she plays the piano, it's a love song for Haruki? Is that what you're telling me?
そんな。
Just like when she created Haruki song, Haruki love letter to Kazusa, she replied back by giving him a love song. She created the melody for him.
カズサの告白聞いたんでしょ。なら今さら信じられないなんていうのはなしよ。
It's because her sensibilities are so infantile. It's because her outlook is so narrow. It's because she had no interest in anything else that Kazusa piano outshone others so much. It really is a mockery of art.
でもね、相手が悪かった。カズサにとってあまりに高嶺の花だった。
俺が高嶺の花。どうして。
You're like a mom, Haruki. You take care of her. That's what she needs, right? Usually, right? It's girls that's like they like their daddy. They're the daddy girl, whatever they call, right? Girls that have like daddy issues always attract to guys that's like kind of like their daddy. Kazusa's like the opposite. She likes her mom, but because her mom, she has like mommy issues. She's attracted to a guy that's pretty much like a mom, which is Haruki. He's caring and loving, and he has that maternal instincts. He's like a mother.
だってギター君普通の人だもの。そんなハードルの高い相手、やっぱりあの子には無理だったのよ。
意味がわかりません。
だって私たちは普通の人の人生を壊す力を持ってしまっている。
No, not.
しかもそれを抑えることができないの。
I was gonna say Haruki's not ordinary. Isn't his dad like a CEO? But he's just a bastard child. I guess he's still ordinary at the end of the day, right? Even though he's the bastard child of a CEO, his dad is loaded, but not his mom. He lived with his mom. I guess he's ordinary then.
だから もしもあの子があなたを手に入れようとしたら、あなたの周囲の世界ごとぶち壊すことになる。
Whoa, what the fuck? The two of us have the power to ruin the lives of ordinary people, and it's not a power we have control of. What's she talking about? He's ordinary? That's why if that girl ever tries to make you hers, she'll end up destroying the whole world around you. I know that's true. Haruki technically ruined Koharu life. He technically ruined Mari life. And he almost ruined Chiaki life. Almost. Her lifestyle is playing concerts that make it impossible to remain in just Japan. Oh, he also ruined Setsuna and Kazusa life too. The enormous cost of maintaining her ability and lifestyle. The media commotion these past few days that not even her herself desires. Her lifestyle, her life goals, and even her standards for happiness are completely different from mine. She lives in a world I'll never be a part of and never be accustomed to.
それは別のある人にとってはとても残酷で無情で本当にひどいこと。
Even I jump into it with full awareness of the risk. And what about the people who were around me when I lived an ordinary life? What about Setsuna happiness? There's no point thinking about it after all. Kazusa didn't fall in love with the true me. Damn, I hate Haruki. What do you mean? Are you selling? Are you trying to sell me that that's not the true you, Haruki? The one that always nag people, lecture people, being super the class representative. That's not the true you. The you that always white knight Setsuna, always treat her like a princess, always sweet talk Setsuna. That's the true you. Okay. Kazusa didn't fall in love with the true me. It's no more than an idealized image of me that Kazusa invented. Not the white knight image that you have with Setsuna. After all, Setsuna was made to walk around in circles because of the real me these past 5 years. Oh, you talking about sad boy Haruki? That's the true you. That's like, man, I guess that's him too. He's talking about sad boy Haruki. I don't even think that's the true Haruki, to be honest though. I think the true Haruki was before he became sad. Before college, right? High school Haruki. Where he was like super class representative, always bugging people, always trying to take control. I thought that was the real Haruki. Sad boy Haruki. I thought that was just that wasn't really him. That's just a phase. Then he see himself as sad boy Haruki as his true self. Alright. She suffered due to the difference in ideal and reality, and only through repeated dialogue did we manage to get to this point. That's why Setsuna feelings, our relationship established through long talks, is the actual truth.
Yoko-san.
No matter how much Yoko-san tries to defend Kazusa, and no matter how pure and genuine Kazusa feelings are, no, that's precisely why the answer is clear before my eyes. Choosing Setsuna is the correct answer, one that is totally free from mistakes. That's why I have to tell her. I must tell her that Setsuna is the only one I have. I must tell her without muddling my words that I must say farewell to Kazusa.
だからね、ギター君。こうなってしまった以上、あなたはあの子を思いっきり振ってあげて。せめて少しでも傷の治りが早くなるようにスパッと切り捨ててあげて。
I knew that much, but even so, I failed again.
絶対に自分で傷を癒そうなんて考えないこと。あなたが少しでも隙を見せたら、あの子は絶対に諦めないわよ。
Damn, Haruki fucking sucks. He already did that. Oh, too late. In the end, I could never say out loud what I had determined in my heart.
そんなことあるわけないって思う？それこそ普通の人の感覚ね。
Because of that, my position returned to its original state, and I found myself once again defending Kazusa.
カズさんはね、本質的には私と同じ式状況なの。 一般人並みの理性なんて持ち合わせてないの。
And she got her libido from her mom.
陽子さん
Low key, I believe it. I find myself put in a difficult situation yet again by Yoko-san.
でなければ5年も会わずにいた男をひたすら思い続けるわけがない。あなたの常識にそういう女はいるかしら。
In my fantasies, yes.
だからこれからも忘れない。下手をしたら、いえ今のままじゃ確実に一生新しい恋なんてできるわけがない。
そんな俺なんてほんの1年間クラスメートだっただけであいつにそんな思われることしたわけじゃ。
I'm just her classmate for 1 year. How can she love me that much? Well, you did fuck her. Yeah. You did also. You took care of her. Yeah. You also, when she was dying in need, you did help her get back up. You did get her motivated to learn the piano again, which is her entire life. You did reunite her with her mother. And, well, you didn't really did that directly, but you helped them make up.
それを決めるのはあなたじゃなくてカズサよね。
Haruki's a bitch. He always downplay everything he does. It's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like that's insulting to the other person's feelings every time he does that. Always downplay, saying, I didn't really do much. It's like saying you didn't really care when you did that. It's like he forget. Well, it's not like he forget, but he's just downplaying. Why do mothers and daughters always have to say the same things? And make it sound like what Yoko-san is telling me is all what Kazusa truly feels.
もう一度言うわよ、北原春樹君。
But Yoko-san.
あなたがあの子を受け入れられないのなら今すぐあの子を捨てて。
If I do that, then
あの子のためなんだから。
if I do that, then what? What would happen to Kazusa? If she's become unable to rely on not only me, but Yoko-san too, if her goal, her only guidepost disappears like a mirage, who will be able to protect her? It's not your problem, Haruki. It's one thing you gotta understand.
さてと、世話になったわね、直樹君。
僕のことをそう呼ぶのは今や君とキャバ嬢だけになってしまったな。
Damn, bro, doctor. Yo. Let's go
そ
to
れ
strip
ってかな
club.
りいるってことじゃないの？
I guess it's not on the same level, but I still think of the similars.
そんなことより
similarities.
これからだよ、陽子ちゃん。これからが君の本当の勝負で僕の本当の出番だ。
当てにしてるわよ。そのためにわざわざこんな偏僻な国に帰ってきたんだから。
They should like put her in a different outfit. They should put her in a gown or something.
君の業界的にはそうかもしれんが、こうやって因縁浅からぬ相手のいる国を偏僻だなどと言われると。
そんな理由で各国に配慮してたら、私の場合どの国も世界の中心ってことになっちゃうから。
相変わらずだね、君は。そのエネルギーがあればあと10年は保証するよ。
10年じゃ足りないわ。あと80年よ。100までは生き抜いてやるって決心したんだから。
She need another 80? Isn't that saying like she's like 20? There's no way. You're gonna live above 80. I mean 100.
この後に及んでまだそこまでサバを読むかね。
トーマさん、お迎えの方見えられましたよ。
Oh, that's why she's dressed up.
さて、そういうわけで今度は来月にでも会いましょう。
せめて週に一度は診察を受けなさい。僕は水曜の午後に顔を出してるから。
どうも退院おめでとうございます。
あら、
Yoko-san greets me with a somewhat blank expression after seeing me poke my head out from behind the nurse. This might be the first time I've seen that expression of hers.
やれやれ、今度は娘と同じくらいのボーイフレンドかい。相変わらず君は。
No, bro!
は
She ain't no cougar. Well, she might be, but not for Haruki.
相変わらず腐ってるのはあんたのそのピンク色の脳みそよ。それで
Damn, nice seats!
今からスタジオの方に向かいます。カズさん、昨日から練習を再開してるんですよ。
Damn, Haruki's like a manager.
そういうこと聞いてるんじゃないわよ。どうしてギターくんがミオちゃんの仕事やってるの？
At first, Yoko-san was just gawking at me, but once we got in a taxi, she started to leer suspiciously at me. But I suppose that's only natural.
工藤さんは朝から晩まで拘束されてまして、主に陽子さんの代理で。
だからって
会社の許可は取ってます。しばらく東間陽子の使い走りをするって。それが増刊号出版の条件だと提示されたってことで。もちろん入院のことは言ってないのでご心配なく。編集長も上司もまああの人だからなぁとあっさり納得してくれました。
あいつら。
It's time like these, her usual jokester type personality really is useful. After all, I can convince anyone of anything by just saying Tomi Yoko said so.
で、何の話？
今日からの進め方について打ち合わせておこうと思いまして。
進め方ね
She's not just an ordinary troublemaker, but rather a quick-witted, ill-natured troublemaker who knows full well what she's doing. For the first time, that has saved me.
第一にあなたの病気のことですが、しばらくはお互いどこにも口外しないようにしましょう。
え。ミオちゃんは？
工藤さんとはすでに話をつけています。彼女も納得してくれました。
本人不在でもうそんなことまで取り回したんだ。
今は上総を追加公演に専念させることが第一だということで、彼女とも一致しました。
もともとそのつもりだったし、依存はないわよ。
それでしばらくの間、陽子さんには上総との接触を最小限に留めてもらいます。
目の前でぶっ倒れられても困るものね。
目安としては1日1時間スタジオで練習を見るのが適当だと思います。一緒に食事とかはなるべく避けてください。
Damn.
食後の薬がね、10種類超えてるのよね、また。
No matter how roundabout or blunt I am in my phrasing, she understands the gist of everything I tell her.
それと病院の検査は週3回、月水金の午前中。
いや
俺が朝
兄貴
ホテルまで迎えに行きますので、決してホテル以外の場所に外泊しないこと。
I know the point of Haruki becoming a paparazzi. It's for this moment, right? To meet Kazusa again. But, damn. I feel like paparazzi and Haruki is like the last thing I can think about, right? That's like his future job. He makes a really good manager or nurse.
追加公演が終わるまでです。そのくらい我慢してください。
平気だってん、少しくらい倒れたってん。のりくんなら心臓止まってからもなんとかしてくれるから。
寿命を減らす行為は厳禁です。上総のためにも。
生きる楽しみを奪われてかえって悪化したりして。
Stop drinking.
そんなこと
Don't do it.
俺が許しませんから。上総のために生きるつもりならそのくらいのこと我慢してください。せめて追加公演が終わるまでは俺の管理下に入ってもらいます。いいですね。
で、その後のことは？
別途協議ということで。
My speech, which was elegant until now, becomes muddled at this point.
協議に参加するつもり？
あなたが一人で結論を出せないならば。
As I suspected, Yoko-san's perceptiveness lets her understand everything. She understands that this schedule doesn't even allude to what will happen after the additional concert is over. She understands that once 3 weeks has passed and Kazusa no longer has a reason to stay in Japan, there will still be no clear solution. Would she make Kazusa return to Vienna? In that case, would Yoko-san stay in Japan? Would Yoko-san tell Kazusa about her illness someday? Would she really tell her?
ねえ、ギターくん。やっぱりこれ以上あなたが深入りする必要はないんじゃないかな。
だからって放っておきません。
どうしよっか。ギターくん、
Because even Yoko-san is at a loss.
初めての女だから？
Yeah,
そういう下世話なこと言わないでください。
my first love. That's why I can't let Kazusa leave Japan with worrying prospects like that.
俺はあいつのこと永遠に憧れていたいんです。
憧れね。
だからいつまでもかっこよく生きてほしいし、幸せになってほしい。
Stepdaddy. Call me daddy.
だから自分の手であの子を幸せにしようって？しかもあの子の一番求める方法を選ばずに？と、口が過ぎたわね。忘れてちょうだい。
That could never be happiness for her. No, it wouldn't be happiness for anyone. Yoko-san don't know, does she? She doesn't know, bro. What Kazusa said was, let me be your mistress, bruh. Right. You can still marry Setsuna, but let me hit it for a little bit. You know, until I'm satisfied. See, Kazusa was saying, Haruki, be my boy toy. In return, I'll be your mistress. That's what Kazusa's confession turned into. She said, I know I can't be Setsuna, so be my boy toy, and I'll be your mistress. Bro, we can't do this, bro. I mean, Haruki might be happy, but that's gonna break Setsuna's heart. Can't have that. And Kazusa, you know, low-key, she's gonna still be jealous of Setsuna no matter what. Let's see. Because such a decision will make enemies of the entire world around us. Not only those we don't ourselves view as enemies, but even those precious to us.
まあ、おいおい考えていきましょう。どうせこれから週に3日は顔を合わせるらしいし。
ありがとうございます。これから一月ほどよろしくお願いします。
I'm at a loss too. That's why I need time. I need time to talk. The two of us might not be able to come up with anything wise, but I'll give that girl a happy life no matter what it takes.
ああ、コンビニ寄ってってくんない？タバコ買いたいの。
Ah, you gotta quit.
これから一生禁止です。
You gotta quit.
お酒は？
I mean, wine should be fine, right? Wine is healthy.
たしなむ程度に。
Moderation, of course. Of course in moderation.
男。
上総とどっちを取るか考えた上で決めてください。
Damn, really?
ここまで厳しいマネージャー見たことない。
Well, you know, some guys might be carrying some diseases, so I guess that makes sense. Can't trust everyone, right? You can't tell which one has it, so might as well ban all of them. I like this song. It's classical music. I know that because it was playing in another visual novel.
へえ、怪我したって聞いてたけど、聞く限りじゃ大したことはなさそうね。
They play that classical music everywhere, but I mostly known it for You, Me, and Her. A psychological horror visual novel.
母さん。
おかえり。元気にやってた？カズさん。
おかえりというのは帰るべき場所に先に戻ってた人間の言うセリフだ。
じゃあ、ただいま。
ずいぶんと早いお帰りで、よっぽど気持ちのいい温泉だったんだろうね。それとも一緒にいた相手がかな。
そうなのよ。ちっとも話してくれなくってさ。
Haruki.
こっちはそのせいで。
なーに？評論家にクソみそに叩かれたことまだ気にしてんの？
Then Yoko got amnesia for like 2 days. She doesn't remember what happened in the concert 2 days after that.
違う。
いいのいいの。あいつあれ嫉妬なのよ。現役時代私に全然歯が立たなかったから、娘を落とすことで留飲を下げようと思ってんのね、きっと。
知り合いなのか？
昔2度ほど寝たことがあるのよ。そうしたらあいつさ。
もういい。その先は言わなくていいから。
あ、これお土産。浜松名産うなパイと仙台名産の月と沖縄名産 ガーと北海道名産セーバザと。
Damn, they can't even say that. I always think that's stupid as hell, right? I mean, as long as you're not slandering, is it really necessary to censor? Like, why can't I say Twix on television? Right? What the fuck? Or I'm trying to say like, yo, I love some Doritos. Nah, in TV shows, you gotta like make a bull-legged version Twix. Like, I don't know, Pix. And then like Doritos, Moritos. Can't even say Taco Bell, Baco Bell.
よくもまあここまで日本を満喫できるな。
だってふるさとですもの。
It seems like in Japan they just censor it. Nah, they do both. Kind of like everywhere, right? Every media is different. They do both. They either like change the words a little bit or they just censor it.
自分だって若い頃この国を追われたくせに。
あなたはそんなにこの国が嫌い？
ああ、嫌いだね。早く追加公演も終わらせてウィーンの我が家に帰りたい。
我が家ねえ。
何が言いたいんだよ。
別に。
Damn, she's so bad, bro. She's being sus as fuck.
ま、ここにいても練習の邪魔だから退散するわ。
ダメ出ししないのか？
たかがリハビリに付き合うつもりはないわ。休憩所にいるから終わったら声かけて。
終わるまであと8時間はあるぞ。
今日はあと2時間にしときなさい。痛みがぶり返したら元も子もないでしょ。
チェ。
じゃあね、無理しない程度に頑張りなさい。
なあ。少し痩せた？
Oh, she's sharp.
言ったでしょ。男が寝かせてくれなかったって。
Damn, Kazusa too sharp. She lost weight. Uh-oh.
あ
よ。
In the end, Kazusa left the studio at 8 p.m. Even though I told her that she should take it easy considering her
あ、も
wounds.
しかしてまたずっと待ってたのか？
Yeah.
いや、今来たばっかだよ。
You know, it was
30
waiting.
分前に会社出て、もしかしたらって寄ってみたところ。
本当か？
本当だって。神様にも悪魔にも誓える。
Oh! After all, I made Yoko-san leak the information about when Kazusa would leave.
ふーん。
Kazusa peers at me from below, with an expression that can both be seen as teasing or expecting.
なら確かめる。
The cold check. Let me feel your hands.
勝手にしろ。
She's gonna hug him. She envelops my right hand with both of her hands. Again, she touches both sides of my hands with her stiff fingers and gently caresses them. Kazusa's hands are warm. In fact, you could even call them hot. Perhaps it was due to her passionate practice up until now, or perhaps the result of her inflammation in her injured hands. I can't think of any other reason.
あれ？
だから言ったろ。今来たばかりだって。カズさ。
Instead of her hand, she brings her face closer to my chest for some reason.
おい。
見られたってどうもしないんだ
Oh
ろ。
god.
ちょっとくらい胸貸せよ。
This game is so punishing, bruh. I feel like they're punishing you for choosing Setsuna. Like, bruh, come on, man. You know I love Kazusa, but it doesn't feel right. Because I have Setsuna right now. At least let me wait until I choose a Kazusa route.
お前、だからってその唐突な展開は。
じゃあ行こうか。今日は疲れた。
Thank you. Before I can even process what is happening, she pulls right away in an instant with a completely different expression. Then she walks away as if nothing happened.
なんなんだよ。
Just like usual, her terrible at conveying her feelings through her actions. Or perhaps it's more appropriate to say that her action sometimes makes no sense at all.
なあ、ハルキ。もう迎えに来なくてもいいよ。
今日は何が食いたい？と言っても、カレーと寄せ鍋とチゲ鍋とおでんとポトフの中から選んでもらうけど。
As you expect of a sad man living alone, I have no confidence making any food that isn't stew.
でも治ったし、そろそろホテルに帰るよ。
でも昨日が水炊きだったし、カレーはこれで3度目だし、カズさ、今日は肉と魚どっちが？
いつまでも私に構わなくていいよ。お前だって仕事あるだろ？
ああ、あるよ。トーマカズサ特集号の仕事が。実は記事の最終チェック、事務所通してると時間かかるから直接やってもらいたくてさ。
No matter how much I try to change the topic, Kazusa just refuses to get a clue. That's why I opt for a different strategy, facing her head on and attempting to shave off the strength of her words.
これ以上優しくしないでくれよ。
Unfortunately, I wouldn't be toning down the tension. The amount of damage she would receive really makes me not want to resort to this tactic.
けどお前、一人暮らしは無理だろ。こっちにはもう使用人さんもいないし。
できるよ。向こうでだって適当にやってきたんだ。
適当じゃダメなんだよ。もうすぐコンサートなんだ。万全で臨まないと。
万全だよ。お前が心配することなんか何も。
食事はちゃんとバランスよく3食取れるか？
約束する。ちゃんと朝昼晩食べるから。野菜多めで、糖分控えめで。
両手のケアは怪我と付き合いながらやっていく必要があるんだぞ。
毎日練習終わったら病院に行く。湿布だってこまめに変える。
マスコミ対策は？失礼な奴らに囲まれてもにこやかに対応できるか？
A smile on your face.
ほら見ろ。やっぱり信用できない。だからマネージャーが必要だって言ってるんだ。
そんなものいらない。一人で何とかできる。少なくともお前だけはもういらない。
そう言っといて、この前のコンサート失敗したくせに。
あれはお前が来てくれなかったから。
ほらな。
どうして私のピアノを聴いてくれなかったんだ。
カズサがそういう限り、俺は俺の万全を尽くす。今度こそお前のそばにいる。
The statement may be arrogant, presumptuous, and excessive. But despite that, the both painful and happy fact that it works on Kazusa is evident.
だからお前はあの部屋にいていいんだ。コンサートが終わるまでいていいんだよ。
コンサートが終わるまで。
あ、
Until the concert's over, I won't leave Kazusa's side. And that can also be interpreted as me not making any promises about what will happen after the concert.
なんで？
コンサート成功してほしいからだよ。お前の凄さ、日本の人たちに分かってほしいからだ。
Kazusa realizes the deceit behind my words, those words. She realizes that I'm still taking a step back.
お前にもう一度日本を好きになってもらいたいからだよ。
But I have no choice but to separate my feelings from what I need to do. Even if she manages to see through my cowardly behavior, and even if she means she'll run out of patience with me, there's a truth I need to hide from her, even if it means be using a despicable version of myself as a front.
飽きた。
In response to that, Kazusa,
鍋は飽きた。カレーももうたくさんだ。肉が食べたい。分厚いステーキが。
カズサ。
bears with me for another while longer.
そっか、ステーキか。うん、そんなのは朝飯前だ。いや、そんな時間に食うものじゃないけど。
お前、ステーキを舐めてるんじゃないだろうな。ただ肉を焼くだけで私が満足するとか思うなよ。
Wow, barbecue sauce.
任せとけ。レアもミディアムもウェルダンもお手の物だ。なんならフランベだってやってみせるぞ。やったことないけどな。
甚だ不安だけど、お手並み拝見といこうか。
よし、なら今日はデパ地下寄っていい肉買おうぜ。奮発してサーロインの高いのを。
だからお前は貧乏人だって言うんだ。どうしていい肉と言いながらサーロインなんだ。
Damn, bro. I still don't know if she decided that she still needs me or if she just gave up on trying to convince me that she doesn't. Regardless, she allowed me to meddle in her affairs, something that should be nothing but torture to Kazusa. That's why I'll make Kazusa suffer with all my might, and from the bottom of my heart. Until our last concert in Japan, until 3 weeks from
あ
now.
とデパ地下寄るならラスカルの滑らかプリンを1ダース。
甘いもの控えるって言ったよな。つい1分前。
Kazusa, Yoko-san, and me thus began our life on a tightrope that may snap at any moment. A tightrope smeared with lies, hypocrisy, and makeshift solutions. It's another arc. Kazusa practicing again. I got some good news today. Kazusa is resuming her practice now. Her injury isn't fully healed, but it seems most of the pain is gone. She says that the rest of the healing can happen as she reaccustoms herself to playing the piano. I wish from the bottom of my heart that doing so will lead her in a good direction. I caused you a lot of worry until now, Setsuna, but I'd be overjoyed if you could partake in the happiness over seeing this progress happen. Though starting with the good news will make what I'm about to say much harder. This year, I might not be able to celebrate your birthday. I appreciate the follow, thanks man. Right now, I think that Kazusa needs my support in order to focus on her concert. That might sound excessively arrogant, but right now, I simply can't pull back, I'm sorry. You're playing Coda too? Nice. Right now, I'm just doing the Setsuna route for Coda. Let me apologize in advance for now. Goodbye. February 6th. You didn't know Kazusa and know Coda ending. Support? Appreciate it. It's alright. Don't worry about it.
はい、おしまい。今日もお疲れ様でした。
最後まで弾くよ。もう少しだけ。
痛むんでしょ？これ以上無理して悪化させたらバカみたいよ。
大丈夫だって。自分のことは自分が一番よくわかってる。
そのセリフの信用度が急降下中なんだけど、特に日本に来てから。
うるさいな。
とにかく今日のところはここまでにしときなさい。手首をケアしてまた明日から頑張れば。
ピアノくらい好きに弾かせてくれ。私にはそれくらいしかこだわるものがないんだ。
そうなの？
そうなの。
面白みのない人生ね。
あんたとは違ってな。だから邪魔しないでくれ。
そんな風に枯れちゃって残りの人生歩いていけるの？
なんでそんな先のことまで考えなくちゃならないんだ。
あなたが私と違うからよ。新しい恋も新しい男も見つけられるか怪しいからよ。
男なんかいなくても家庭なんか持たなくてもちゃんとあんたの老後の面倒くらい見るよ。安心しろ。
Kazusa about that.
私が心配してるのは自分の老後じゃなくてあなたの老後なんだけどね。
それも大丈夫だろ。どうせあんたは私が死んでもまだ生きてるって。
Damn.
人のことどんなヴァンパイアだと思ってるのよ。
体に気をつけて長生きしてくれよ。私のためにもさ。
Oh, damn.
カズさん
頼むよ、母さん。
それでいつまで弾いてるつもりなのよ。
だからちゃんと最後まで。
さっき窓の外見たらさ、ギターくんが寒そうに突っ立ってたのよね。30分くらい前のことでね、中に入って待ってたらって言ったんだけど。
どうしてそれを先に言わない？
だってピアノくらい好きに弾かせてくれって。
Kazusa blush. Is he using like
何
hand
度も言ってるだ
warmies?
ろ。 今月はいっぱいいっぱいなんだって。
そう言うなよ。どうしても今日中でないとダメなんだよ。
だから聞くって言ってんだろ。早く話せよ。
こっちこそ何度も言ってるだろう。電話じゃ話せない内容なんだって。
This is the fourth time I repeated this back and forth. Takia called me as I was waiting for Kazusa outside the studio, and his tone seemed pretty serious. There's something I absolutely need your advice on today, was his message. It sounded desperate enough to make me falter a bit, but...
あのさ、竹谷。実は俺、初めてメインを任されたんだ。もともと部数の少ない雑誌の、さらに増刊だけど。
ああ、聞いてる。おめでとう、春樹。やっぱ仲間内じゃ、お前が一番早く出世しそうだよな。
ありがとう。でさ、月末が締め切りなんだよ。今回は俺が働かないとマジで本が出ないんだよ。
Right now I have such a convincing excuse available to me. Not only is it a half truth, but it's also an excuse that manages to wipe away half of my guilt.
ほんの1時間でいいんだ。話が終わったらすぐに仕事に戻ってもいい。
竹谷。
But Takia doesn't relent to that perfect excuse. His persistence is impressive today. He really is started to act like a middle-aged man.
まだ御宿なんだろ。俺も駅前にいるからすぐに合流できる。9時までには絶対返すから。
Dang, bro. Come on, man. Haruki. Just go to Takia.
9時か。
They'll delay me a little bit, but I suppose I'll still be able to prepare dinner.
頼むよ、春樹。俺の人生がかかってんだよ。いや、今回は誤調じゃなくてさ。
またイオのことか。
だからそれもあったら話す。じゃあ、OK ってことで。
I suppose so. As long as I contact Kazusa in advance, I'm sure.
絶対に9時までだぞ。俺、9時には何があっても上がるから。
分かってる分かってる。お前今どこだ？すぐにそっち向かうから。
ああ、こっちから店の方に行くわ。どうせいつもの。
As long as I contact Kazusa in advance.
どうした春樹？やっぱ迎えに行こうか。
すまん竹谷。たった今やっぱり行けなくなったところだ。
You know Kazusa's gonna let you go, bro. Oh!
さっきの電話、部長だろ。
No! What about Takia? That's fucked.
あいつをそう呼ぶやつはお前だけだったな。
I endeavored to make steak during the beginning of the week, but it was way beyond my repertoire and my budget, so we're stuck with regular old stew again.
行けばよかったのに。せっかく誘ってくれたんだからさ。
肉ばかり拾うな。白菜煮えてるぞ。ほら。
そんなに入れるの？糸こんにゃくなんかいらないって。じゃなくてさ。
I know Kazusa is undoubtedly hungry. She's moving her mouth more than her chopsticks.
別にいいよ。今だってほとんど毎月会ってるんだからさ。
だったら余計に今月も会うべきだろ。これがきっかけで疎遠になったらどうするんだ。
だからポン酢に砂糖を入れようとするな。お前がその変色をやめない限り俺は行かないの。ほら、魚も食え。あと大根と人参と春菊と。
待って、春菊だけは勘弁してくれ。
Come on, Kazusa.
他は食べるからさ。
In the first place, she glared at me with tears in her eyes when she saw me on the phone. For her to tell me this now feels a bit off.
それに竹谷はそんなやつじゃないよ。そろそろ8年来の付き合いなんだぞ。
お前はさ、友達多いくせに長続きまでするんだな。
友達の数と付き合いの深さは関係ないだろ。
There's also a person right in front of me who not only has few friends, but they also don't last long at all.
昔からお前に近づいてくるやつってさ、大抵最初は都合よく利用しようって連中ばかりだった。
それは気のせいだろ。俺がそんなにお人よしのバカに見えるか？
Yes.
なんだよその呆れたようなため息は。
呆れてため息ついてんだよ。それ以外の何者でもない。
Left wholly dissatisfied with her statement, I moved the piece of crown daisies from Kazusa's plate to mine. In exchange, I replenished her plate with kombu, with the hope that it will help preserve her rich and beautiful hair.
けど、 お前がいつまでもそんなだからさ。いつの間にか皆がお前を信頼してく。心の底から頼っていくんだ。
そろそろ雑炊行くか。
最初は見下してた。いい君だと思ってた。すぐ利用されるやつがバカなんだから仕方ないって。
もうその話やめようぜ。
けどだんだんお前が騙されることにイラついていって、そのうちお前の周りに人が集まっていくのにますますイラついていった。
When she first met me, Kazusa had no one she could call a friend or a mentor. The teachers who knew her of her circumstances treated her like a stone on the roadside. Her classmates who heard rumors about her treated her like a pest. No authentic communication existed between them.
あの時はその気持ちが何なのかわからなかった。ただイライラして意味もなく腹が立って、寝てるふりしてお前の横顔ばっか見てて。
そんなの思い込みだって。お前俺のことをひいき目で見すぎてんだよ。
そうだな。私お前のことをひいきしてた。私を見てくれるのがお前しかいなかったから、私もお前しか見なかった。
The only communication she ever received in abundance was the unbearable lecturing of a teacher's pet. However, 1 month before the school festival, she reluctantly came to socialize with that teacher's pet, and also an idol. After that came Takia, Io, and Chikashi. After the school festival, she even managed to amass fans. She was able to make friends like most people. If that was what she truly wanted, however, I still don't know. But despite that, Kazusa did indeed once overcome her loneliness.
今もお前しか見てない。
She was supposed to have overcome it.
今お前が見てる俺はあの時の俺じゃない。
But now Kazusa's loneliness is right back where it started.
この数年で俺は2度変わったんだ。カズサの知ってるあの頃の俺じゃなくなったんだよ。
She's back in Japan. Her old friends are just close by.
2年前までの俺は最低の人間だった。お前が嫌いな昔のお前みたいだった。
Yet Kazusa refuses to meet any of them but me. No, she can't meet them because of
い
me.
つまでも過去を引きずって誰にも優しくできなくて、俺のことを一番思ってくれた人を一番傷つけて。
過去ってさ、もしかして私の。
Yeah.
そんなこと言えるか。正しくても間違ってても。
She knows it too. It's because of her. I understand that's what Kazusa wanted herself. But the more I see her the way she is now, the more helpless I feel. In the end, Kazusa couldn't find anyone special to her besides her mother. Even in Vienna, no, she never even tried.
今お前が見てる俺はその人に救われた後の俺なんだ。
分かったよ。
She's an utter contrast to me, who has managed to find countless people I consider precious to me here in Japan.
その人のおかげでまた少しだけ優しくなれたから。今の俺はその人にだけ優しい俺なんだ。
もういいよ。それ以上言わなくても。
元の俺とは違うんだ。
言わなくていいって言ってるだろ。黙れよ。
カズさん。
帰るよ。食事が済んだんならさっさと部屋に戻れ。私は疲れてるんだ。
You should have went to Takia, Haruki.
ごめんな。
Damn, I wonder if Takia's okay. In contrast to how I was saved by Setsuna, Kazusa is...
でもな、春樹。
She just told me to leave. When I stand up to leave the room, Kazusa looks at me with soaking, teary eyes.
お前がどれだけ変わってしまっても、 私の思い込みを否定することはできないんだぞ。
カズさん。
She just told me to leave, yet I'm still in Kazusa's room, tightly grasping her hand as she's lying on the bed.
過去にとらわれてしまった私の気持ちを冷ますことはできないんだぞ。
A trivial and pointless argument had a devastating effect on Kazusa's loneliness. I resolved to protect her until the concert ends, yet I've become the very person who hurt her.
手首痛くないか？
こうしてくれてたら痛くない。
そっか。ならお前が寝るまでずっとこうしてる。
いいよ、帰れよ。
分かってる。帰るよ。お前が眠ったら。
いいんだって。そんなことさせたら刹那に悪いよ。
いいんだって。
Of course, this is not okay. Just how long do I plan on remaining here? I'm in the room of a woman I supposedly rejected, in the middle of the night, no less.
でもお前が帰らないと私眠れないよ。ずっとお前の顔を見ていたくなるから。
そんなこと言ってもどうせ10分で飽きる。余計な心配するな。
There was a proper reason behind preparing dinner and picking Kazusa up. It was for Yoko-san's sake, for my job's sake, and for the sake of making Kazusa concert succeed.
ならかけるか？
Aw, man.
私が朝まで起きてるかどうか。
No, don't do it, Haruki. You know she can win this bet. But right now, there should be no reason for me to look at Kazusa fall asleep like
分
this.
かった。受けてたと。1時間以内に寝たら俺の勝ちな。
Uh-oh, what are they gonna bet though? Even so, I can't leave Kazusa alone. I don't know if Kazusa can bear the loneliness, but I know that I can't bear leaving her.
朝までって言ってるだろ。そんなハンデはいらない。
後悔するぞ。
どっちが？
おやすみ。
寝ないって言ってるだろ。
It was at that moment that I realized, I'm sure that Kazusa had realized it too. The only one who can observe this bet is me. The bet won't proceed unless I remain here until the Kazusa fall asleep. Kazusa doesn't point out that contradiction. All she does is tighten her grip around my hand. That's why I stop talking too, and respond with the warmth of my palm. Was he stuck there the entire time? Oh, she fell asleep. I guess she lost the bet. I'm hating myself. I remember my old self a little today. Damn, she fell asleep. I can't cause the breath next to me. She finally fell asleep 2 hours after that. The outcome of our bet has become hazy. The same me who was so terrible to you until 2 years ago. The same me who distanced myself from you, ignored you, and only spoke lies and heartless words whenever I opened my mouth. The me who was a failure of a human. And now the time has finally come. The time dedicated to only me, where I can speak to Setsuna. It's not something I wanted to remember, but it's not a past I can avert my eyes from either. A few minutes out of the day where I can allow myself to think about Setsuna. During this short time, I put my whole heart into sending a text that Setsuna has promised not to respond to. Hey Setsuna. 2 years ago, you saved me back then, and I was able to return my usual overly rigid self. I became Setsuna's. I became someone who belonged only to Ogiso Setsuna's. That means that the current me only exists thanks to you, Setsuna. After that, we never separated for longer than a week. Setsuna became such a natural part of my life that it wouldn't be strange if I started feeling withdrawal symptoms without her. I could believe that, right? That's why I want to hear her voice. I want to see her face. I want to hug her tightly and press my lips against hers. I want to taste her warm and sweet saliva. I want to lick her soft and somewhat coarse tongue. I feel like this text is starting to become now incoherent. I'll call it a day for now. I want to make love to you, Setsuna. Come think of it, it's only a week until your birthday. But I promised that I wouldn't meet her. Not until I put Kazusa's mind at ease. If you have any requests for your birthday present, then tell me. I'll arrange anything within my budget. And I haven't even found a hint about how to do that. Later then. I'm so weak. Yes, you are, Haruki. You are weak.
ビーフカレーサラダセットつけて。 飲み物はミルクティーで。
ミルクティー。飲み物。
はい。
あとフルーツパフェ食べてもいい？
ミニでしたら。
じゃあフルーツパフェのミニサイズも追加。全部一緒に持ってきてくれていいから。
かしこまりました。少々お待ちください。
The waiter, who was only supposed to come to our table to clean up the tableware, forgot completely about his job and left with a stiff expression on his face.
よくそんなに食えますね。
Looking at my own empty lunch plate in front of me, I make the same expression as him. When I went to pick Yoko-san up from the hospital, she was just about done with her medical checkup and only had to take out the IV from her hand. She hasn't even been 30 minutes since then, yet her appetite is as strong as ever.
なんてね。食べられそうにないわよ。実は今にも吐きそうなの。
Damn, what you order?
それでも無理やり食べるの。朝から晩まで食べまくるのよ。バランスよく、大量に。
Okay, that's pretty smart.
どうして？
For Kazusa.
痩せたなんて言われないようにね。
Oh. Though that seems to only have my misunderstanding.
病気なんかに舐められてたまるかってのよ。冗談じゃない。戦うわよ、私。
Dang, she's strong.
ようこさん。
Strong woman. Right, Miss Independent. As I thought, I really respect her. Or perhaps the word revere would be more appropriate. This emotional strength of hers must be the reason she was able to travel the world all by herself. A certain other woman, on the other hand, all she has is effort and talent. She's roaming throughout the entire world without her emotions catching up.
それより、ギター君こそ悪かったわね。こんな私の戦いに巻き込んじゃって。
構いませんよ、その程度。
けれど、カズさんのことだけじゃなく、私の世話まで任せちゃって。せめて移動のための車買いましょうか。
Oh, let's go! But he lives in an apartment, so... And plus, I don't know, he needs insurance. And you gotta maintain the car. It's just gonna cost a whole bunch, a lot more money.
そういう数百万単位の話をポンとするのはやめてください。こっちは小市民なんですから。
Haruki just doesn't want to buy insurance and properly maintain it. If she's the one footing the bill, she probably won't settle for a mini car. She'll probably certainly rule out any domestically produced car.
本当に気にしないでください。親孝行だと思ってやってますから。
親孝行ならリアル親にしたら？
Yeah. I expect her to make a mother-in-law joke. But I never imagined she'd come at me from that direction.
あなた、自分の親とは仲悪いんですって？私たち親子にはここまで介入しといて、それってどんなギャグなのよ。
俺のことなんかどうでもいいじゃないですか。それに仲が悪くなんかありません。お互い興味がないだけです。
思ったより屈折してるのね。本当に恨んでない？
何をですか？
After finishing her beef curry, she drank her black tea in a single gulp. She happily helped herself to her parfait like a schoolgirl, before turning to the ceiling and staring at it motionlessly. Excuse me. Her expression is pale despite the fact that she is just 8. Excuse me. The way she's profusely sweating from her forehead proves that she's forcing herself to eat.
知りたくなかったんじゃない？私の病気のこと。
思ってますよ。
Of course, I never would have wanted to see Tomo Yoko like this.
どうして俺にこんな重いことを。カズさんにも隠してる秘密を話したんですか？
それは。
Also, I never wanted to learn about Tomo Kazusa's current situation.
俺はね、もうすぐ世界一幸せな男になるはずだったんですよ。カズさんの住んでるのとは違う世界で。
I know, right? We're supposed to marry Setsuna. We bought the ring and everything.
ああ、そうだったんだ。
Yeah.
カズさんのこと忘れて、何の変哲もない日本人として、小さいけどかけがえのない場所を守っていこうって。なのに。
そのこと、カズさんには？
あなたはずるいです。俺の人生、何だと思ってるんですか？ で、本当は怒鳴ってやりたいですよ。
本当に怒鳴ればいいのに。なんで面倒を見てるのよ。
病人を気遣うのは当然です。誰だってそうですよね。
Hey, did she dodge the question? I think she dodged it. Why did Haruki talk about himself? Why would she tell me about his secret so serious? Even that you're even hiding it from Kazusa. She was gonna say, well, and Haruki interrupted her. Haruki, you're an asshole. What the fuck, bro? I wanted to hear her answer. I hope she still answered Haruki. I hope she didn't dodge it. That's not even her dodging, it's just Haruki interrupted her.
ほんと、いろんな意味で屈折してるわね。面白い子。
Why did she choose Haruki? Of all people. Right? Why did she tell Haruki the big secret that she's dying?
なんていうのは半分建前で、ほんの少しだけ感謝してるからです。
感謝って？
全部正直に話してくれたから。カズさんの抱えてる問題、包み隠さず教えてくれたから。
自分一人じゃどうしたらいいかわからなくて、巻き込む相手が欲しかっただけかもよ。
Oh, maybe that's why she told Haruki. She needed someone to rely on.
それでもいいんです。カズさんの幸せも俺の一生の願いだから。
That's right. I didn't want to find out about Kazusa's situation because I knew what I'd end up doing if I find out.
カズさのいない世界で生きていこうとしていたあなたが、そういうこと言う？
そばにいることだけが幸せじゃないって、そんなこと考えたことありませんか？
私はともかく、あの子がそう考えてるとは思えないけど。
Okay.
それでも違う答えを見つけてくれたら、あいつにとっての幸せは一つじゃないって、そんな当たり前のこと分かってくれたら。
そんなもの最初からなかったとしたら？
もうどうしたらいいか分かりません。
I also understood that the action I end up taking would be different from the action I should be taking.
呆れましたか？口先ばっかり、建前ばっかりのいい加減な男だって軽蔑しましたか？
I'll be responsible for the result of that action. Yeah, I'm not even confident that I can bear that responsibility. Just like I told Yoko-san, I really don't know what to do anymore.
違うわね。危うさを感じた。
俺、危ういですか？
正直で面白くて、そして危険な子ね。ちょっと自分のしたことにビビったかも。末期がんの患者がとうとうモルヒネに手を出した感じ。
そんな風に見えますか？今まで一度もそんなこと言われたことないけど。
Yeah, what he said. I mean, I do find Haruki irritating too, but what the fuck? What?
見た目は全然。けれど本質はね。
Oh, he's a rotten person? I mean, we all knew that already.
俺なんて安全志向のつまんない男ですよ。女性にとってはきっと退屈極まりない。
私には全然そうは思えない。だってあなたは勇気がありすぎる。
単なる臆病者ですよ。
だったらこんな綱渡りしない。とっくの昔に上総を切り捨ててる。
違いますよ。臆病者だからこそそういうことできないんです。
だって間違いなくそれが一番安全で、そして正しい選択なのよ。
あなたがそれを。
ええ、言う資格はないわね。こんな状況にあなたを引き込んだ張本人が。
When Yoko-san managed to point out perfectly where my apprehension lie. That's why I had no choice but to get irritated and refute her.
それでも今のあなたを見てると ほんの少し自分のしたことが怖くなる。
怖いですか？
人にはね、ギリギリのところで手を引く弱さも必要なのかもしれない。
Of course it's
どう
scary.
にもならないことをどうにもならないって嘆く弱さも必要なのかもしれない。
If you hesitated many times before reaching the top of the cliff, and you've been pushed forward towards the top of the conflicts.
で、引いてもいいのよ。カズサのこと、見捨ててもいいのよ。
Haruki pull-out game's not good. Then it's that very trouble that reaches out its hand towards you when you fall off, with much more strength than it had when it pushed you
あ
forward.
なたの言う小さな、けれどかけがえのない幸せを遠慮なく掴んでもらってもいいのよ。
陽子さん。
親としては別に恨んだりしないから。もともと9割以上はあの子の自業自得なんだから。
そんなに簡単に弾けるなら、俺はあなたに無理やり会いになんか来ませんでした。
それもそうよね。やっぱり屈折してるわね、あなた。
But ultimately, I'm sure she knew I was going to say that. There's neither surprise nor dejection in our eyes. There's only the calm of someone reaffirming what they already suspected. However, that calmness shouldn't be mistaken for coldness.
それでも、うちのバカ娘をそこまで思ってくれてありがとう。私の最高傑作を大切にしてくれてありがとう。
あなたがそういうことをいつも口にしてれば、あいつはもっと素直で強い子になったんですよ。俺たちがいなくても平気な女の子に。
ほんと、いろいろままならないわね、人生って。
まあ、そうですね。
Reaching this fruitless conclusion, we will drop our gazes toward the table. A weird feeling of solidarity grows between us, as if we're both guilty parties in some war crime.
かぼちゃのプリン追加していい？
砂糖なしで作ってくれるか聞いてみます。
もういい。ごちそうさま。
って半分以上残ってるぞ。
食欲ないんだ。ちょっと疲れてるのかも。
じゃあ滑らかプリンだけでも。
それもいらない。
何？
Nani?
そこで驚くなよ。甘いものは控えろって言ったのはお前だろ。
After witnessing Yoko-san gluttony during noon, seeing Kazusa eat this little tonight feels bizarre.
体温計どこだっけ？一番近い救急センターの電話番号は。くそ、もしインフルエンザだったら。
だからお前は私のことを何だと。
Indeed, she's never been much of a heavy eater, but she's relentless whenever it comes to anything that's sweet.
大丈夫だって。本当に少し疲れただけだ。一晩寝れば全然平気だ。
我慢してたりしないか？実はすごく辛いのに隠してたりしないな。
信用ないんだな。
だってそりゃコンサートまでもうあと2週間だし。
2 more weeks.
2週間前にも一度引いたんだ。今さら特別に心配して何になる。
それは。
But thanks to you not worrying about it back then, the result was.
とにかく念のため今夜はもう寝る。お前もさっさと部屋に戻れ。
でも片付けていかないと。
そんなのは明日でいい。とにかく早く出てってくれ。
カズサ。
今は一人になりたい気分なんだ。頼むよ。
She wouldn't let go of me yesterday, yet today she's been uncomfortably blunt about throwing me out. She really is fickle, always ignoring my feelings
分
completely.
かったよ。
But there won't be any progress if I let myself get discouraged by this.
調子悪いと思ったらすぐに呼ぶんだぞ。絶対に我慢したりするんじゃないぞ。
くどい。大したことないって言ってるだろ。
Because spending time with Kazusa means having to face her uneven temper.
それじゃあな。体あったかくして寝ろよ。
大丈夫だ。
It means accepting everything.
じゃあおやすみ。 カズさん。
早く帰れよ。
悪い。それじゃあな。
Well, I suppose I'm being overly worried. I almost expected her to throw a pillow at me with how things were going, so I closed the door with some reluctance.
刹那に会ってこいよ。週末なんだからさ。
ってお前、何が大丈夫だよ。
戻ってくるな。早く刹那のところ行っちゃえよ。
なんで急にそんなこと言い出すんだよ。俺、今月はずっと出かけないって言っただろ。
それが余計なお世話だって言うんだ。こっちだっていやいやそばにいられても迷惑なだけだ。さっさと刹那の元に帰れよ。
カズさん、どうして急にそんなこと。
The feelings that made Kazusa want to throw a pillow at me while boiling within her all this time, and it only took an instant for them to burst.
急じゃないだろ。ずっと最初からそう言ってるだろ。お前が聞く耳持たないだけじゃないか。
How exactly is this fine?
1週間に1度は必ず会う約束なんだろ。週末は大抵部屋に泊まるんだろ。
そんなことないって。先週だって俺ずっとここにいただろ。
It wasn't fatigue that was accumulating within her, it was stress.
そうか。私が隣にいるから止められないのか。悪い。出てくよ今すぐ。
カズさん。
Her stress grew so strong that while she was able to keep her mouth shut about it, she was unable to hide it from me to the very end.
もうやめてくれよ。道場でそばにいるのはやっぱりきついよ。惨めにも程があるよ。
道場なんかじゃ。
But why now? I never talk about Setsuna with her much. We only ever discuss her when Kazusa brought up the topic. Did I only end up striking an even bigger nerve because of the way I've been tiptoeing around the issue up until now?
メール。
え？
いつもここで打ってただろ。刹那と繋がってたんだろ。
No, that wasn't it. It seems I have underestimated Kazusa as a woman.
辛そうなけど幸せそうな顔しちゃってさ。私に背中向けて、私の部屋なのに刹那しか見てなくて。
起きてたのか。
Oh, she was faking being asleep. Kazusa wouldn't let go of me. I couldn't leave her alone. I was with her in this room, from when she fell asleep to when she woke up. The meager 30 minutes I had while Kazusa was asleep, that was when I spoke to Setsuna, although she promised not to reply. But despite that, those mere 30 minutes out of the day were my moments of bliss, when I could think about only Setsuna. Kazusa's still the main girl. It's because she is, bro. Kazusa is the main girl. No matter what.
そうやって隠れてこそこそやられる方が傷つくよ。だったらそばになんかいないでくれよ。私いつでも出ていくって言ってるじゃないか。
She's right. One can only be so careless. One can only be so cruel. What the hell am I doing?
ダメだそんなの。今のお前は怪我が治ったばかりで準備不足で。
大丈夫だよ。あとは母さんに面倒見させる。も
About
とも
that.
と私を日本に連れてきた張本人なんだ。そのくらい当然だろ。
陽子さん。
As Kazusa is feeling hurt, a train of thought only leads to an even worse choice.
だからお前はもうコンサートまでなんて我慢しなくていいんだ。悪かったな。今までこんな痛い女に付き合わせて。
ダメだ考え直せよカズさん。
どうしてダメなんだよ。あの人は 世界で一人きりの私の肉親なんだぞ。
I tried to increase the distance between the two of them, but all it accomplished was to make Kazusa long for Yoko-san even more.
陽子さん、ここ数日ものすごく忙しいんだよ。だからさ、今だけは手を煩わせたりするなよ。
詳しいな、春樹。
それはだって俺も自分の仕事関係でいろいろと関わりが。
Damn, Haruki, you fucking... You can't keep this a secret. He sucks at keeping secrets.
そりゃそうだよな。お前毎日会ってるもんな、母さんと。
何のことだよ。
I failed. My expression doesn't look natural at all. Kazusa can clearly see my mouth is twitching, and she can clearly see that my gaze is wandering away from her. Dang, this is not like the closing chapter, Haruki, bro. Closing chapter, Haruki, he was able to lie like it's nothing. Now, Haruki can't even lie to Kazusa's face.
お前、毎日母さんの香水の匂いさせてたじゃないか。私とは違う女の匂い
God damn it,
つけ
bro.
てたじゃないか。
She got a good nose. Damn, Haruki, you should have put fucking... He should have bought cologne. I really has been naive.
ついでに今日、スタジオの窓からお前を見たよ。タクシーから母さんと一緒に降りてきたよな。
Uh-oh.
私に用もないのに、母さんと一緒にいたよな。
I never truly realized that Tomokazu at some point had become a woman through and through. I never truly understood what it means when she displayed that woman intuition to me.
いやけど俺と陽子さんはそんな。
そういう関係じゃないことはさすがにわかる。いくらなんでもそこまで見境なく嫉妬したりしない。
そうか。
でも二人して私に秘密持ってるよな。それは間違いないよな。
それは。
Bro, Haruki, just tell her you're keeping a secret, but you can't tell her yet.
二人でこそこそ何やってるんだ。話せよ。なんてな。それも聞かなくてもわかる。お前の同情を引こうとしたんだろ、母さんが。
違う。
母さんに頼まれたんだろ。追加公演が終わるまでは私のそばにいてくれって。
Oh, God.
私に甘い言葉をささやいてやってくれって。
違うって言ってるだろ。黙れよ。
From that moment, at that moment, it was not honey words that spilled from my mouth, but an angry scream. Because I haven't made a promise like that to Yoko-san. I have no reason to whisper sweet words to her.
つまりさ、お前が今私と一緒にいるのは母さんに頼まれて仕方なく
Oh,
なん
God.
だ。ただコンサートのためだっけ。
やめろ。
Before I knew it, I tightly wrapped my arms around
黙っ
Kazusa.
てくれ。何も言わないでくれ。勝手に傷つかないでくれよ、カズサ。
But despite the fact that she normally gets flustered, scared, and start trembling while letting out warm breaths in a situation like this, Kazusa simply remained still, neither accepting nor rejecting my embrace.
ごめんな。嫌な役目させちゃってさ。うちの母さん変なところで過保護だから。
そんなこと頼まれてない。俺は自分の意志でお前のそばに。
だったらどうして母さんと会ってたことを秘密にするんだよ。母さんと何を話したか教えてくれないんだよ。
That was the reason Kazusa felt suspicious of me. That was the reason Kazusa felt there was a different reason for me getting involved. It's only natural for Kazusa to arrive at that conclusion from the information she's gotten.
もう寝ろよ、お前。疲れてんだよ。さっき自分でそう言ったじゃないか。
確かに疲れてるけどさ、私の質問に春樹が答えてくれないってのはわかるよ。お前がごまかしてるってのはよくわかるよ。
But her suspicion is off the mark by a mile. My determination has no influence from anyone but myself. The truth is, I'm the one holding Yoko-san down. I'm by Kazusa's side despite her
カズ
objections.
さカズさ頼むから落ち着いてくれ。何も考えないでくれ。今はネガティブな想像になるだけだ。
だってそれが正解なんだろ。だからお前は何も言えないんだろ。
やめろよ。
春樹。
The tears falling from Kazusa's eyelashes dampen even my cheeks. Despite that, I don't correct Kazusa's sad misunderstanding. I absolutely cannot tell her the truth. I'm cornered.
お願いだから今は休んでくれ。また明日話そう。
春樹。
今日もずっとカズさんのそばにいる。眠ってても起きててもずっとお前だけを見てる。誰のことも考えたりしないから。
I don't even know what the fuck Haruki's planning to do, bro. Hey. Bro. What do you mean? Aren't we supposed to reject Kazusa? I feel like that scene where we rejected Kazusa, low key, that kind of meant nothing, just a little bit. Come on, bro, let her be independent. Remember what Yoko-san said. We just gotta leave her so she can heal on her own.
ごめん。ごめん。
We gotta leave her, Haruki.
春樹。
お前コンサートのことで不安になってるんだよ。大丈夫。俺ついてるから。
I won't say anything more, because honestly, I don't know what Haruki is planning to do. I don't know how this is gonna wrap around back to Setsuna. I put even more force into my arms around Kazusa. With my body heat, I calmed down with a body that previously couldn't shiver nor be scared.
今度こそお休みカズさん。
For only today, no, for the upcoming 2 weeks, I thought about becoming that me that belongs to Kazusa. That thought about stopping texts, my calls, even my thoughts about Setsuna in the back of my head. I thought about only ever showing affection toward Kazusa. But what would happen after this? Will everything be alright as long as our concert turns out well? Even though Kazusa's problem won't be solved even then? That's what I was thinking too, bruh. What are you doing, man? What are you doing, Haruki? It's been an hour since then. Kazusa was finally calmed down and is now breathing peacefully in her sleep. While gazing at her swollen eyelids, I think about the tough battle awaiting for me from tomorrow onward. A crack has appeared in the dam. If things go on like this, it'll break down sooner or later. I have to do something. Something. I have to come up with a solution until Kazusa wakes up. So I can't allow myself to sleep today. I have to keep thinking until dawn about a way to make Kazusa happy. I can't fall asleep. There are stories of charms being broken the moment one falls asleep. Those tales are widespread in both the West and the East. That's why. And then, the creator of those tales toys with us, as if to mock my apprehension. She ran away. The moment I came to, I had already committed my fatal mistake. During those mere 30 minutes of sleep, Kazusa had disappeared. Yeah, she ran away. Alright. February 9th.
ここで会うのは1週間ぶりかしらね。
It was a turbulent day. I couldn't reach Yoko-san's phone throughout the morning, so I had to ask Kudo-san and even Hamada-san to find out her whereabouts. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when Yoko-san finally called me, but the place she was in at the time
それ
was...
で何から話せばいいかしら。
まずはあなたの今の状態を。
Oh shit. It was the same hospital room she was in a week ago. They told me she wasn't there when I asked in the morning. She must have been transferred there from an emergency hospital at a later time. In other words, we were back to square one. No, we were actually in an even worse situation.
あら、この後に及んでも私のことを優先してくれるの？
Yeah, of course.
当たり前です。辛くないですか？こうして俺と話してて大丈夫なんですか？
別に悪くなってないわよ。一進一退といったところ。
今すぐどうこうってことはないんですね。
ちょっと貧血気味なだけよ。ベッドで休んで点滴受けたから今は平気。
Perhaps remember the fact that light-hearted chatter doesn't work on me. Yoko-san doesn't try to dodge the question.
ただ大したことないのに救急車呼んじゃったからしばらくはこうしてなきゃいけないけどね。
それって。
何しろカズサは私がこうなるのを初めて見たからパニックになっちゃってね。
Oh!
ごめんギターくん。私あの子の目の前で倒れちゃった。
She went to her mom. Kazusa couldn't endure being endlessly hurt by me, so she broke away from my supervision and returned to Yoko-san. That was during the morning when Yoko-san was asleep with the help of the pills. And due to the short notice, she had no time to adjust her condition, nor to pretend she was fine.
せっかくあなたが頑張って隠し通そうとしてくれたのにどうやら台無しにしてしまったみたいね。
俺のせいです。
I was supposed to be Kazusa's anchor back then, and I was naive enough to think that I had calmed her down. That's when I carelessly fell asleep. If anything, I fiercely provoked Kazusa's feelings. I was the one responsible for tearing off the chains of her anchor. It all had to happen at such a vital moment. At this point, I can't describe myself of anything else but pure vitriol.
罰かしらね。自分の娘を騙そうとした。
それも俺のせいです。あいつを騙そうって考えたのも陽子さんにそうさせたのも。
あなたちょっと自分で背負い込もうとしすぎよ。たかが昔の男が親よりもしゃしゃり出てくるのはどうなのよ。
すいません。
そこで謝るのも確信犯よね。私が巻き込んだことに文句一つ言わずに。
そこまで言うならお互い様ってことで。
そうね。落としどころはその辺にしておきましょうか。
Yoko-san's being punished for deceiving her own daughter. Then I should be punished for hurting the person precious to me.
それでカズサは
どこに行ったかは知らない。でも多分前よりも簡単に見つかると思うわ。しばらくは立ち上がる気力も失ってたもの。
陽子さん、俺はどうすればいいんですか？
私がどうすればいいか教えてくれたら、
Oh, damn.
その質問に答えてあげるわ。
I mean, we tell Kazusa the truth? This isn't about accepting my punishment. It's just that the fact that there is a deep wound in Kazusa's heart, and it's paining my heart too.
とりあえず前回と同じ薬を投与しといて、で目覚めたら僕に直接連絡して。
Last time.
精密検査の方は？
ああ、それも僕が診断してからにする。
Damn.
とにかく今日はずっとこっちに詰めてるから。
ちょっと待ってくれよ。これ一体どういうことなんだよ。
ああ、大丈夫大丈夫。お母さん少し安静にしてたらすぐ退院できるから。
なんでみんなこんなに分かってるんだよ。病室で騒がないでください。患者さんが起きてしまいますから。
まあ落ち着いて。こういうのは大げさに見えるけどよくあることなんだから。
よくあるってどういうことだよ。母さん何度もこうなったことあるのか。お静かに。
カズサちゃんだっけ。ちょっと喫茶室でお茶でもしようか。
母さんは平気だよね。ただの貧血なんだよな。
とにかく落ち着こう。今はお母さんを休ませてあげようね。
でも
今は眠ってるだけだ。平気だよ。あささ僕と一緒に。
自分の孫と同じくらいの娘を引っ掛けようとするな。相変わらずあんたは。
母さん。
陽子ちゃん。
なんだかまたいらぬ世話をかけたみたいね。でももう大丈夫だから。ありがとう、ノリ君。
しかし君の体のことは。
娘と二人きりにしてちょうだい。私から話すから。こう。
She already told her the truth.
と、まあそんなところ。カズさん、冗談だろ。ええ、超悪質な冗談よ。といえば、今からでもあなたは信じてくれる？
そんな。なんで今なんだよ。
本人よりショック受けられても困るのよね。あくまでも症状が出たのは私の方なんだから。
あんた約束したよな。娘より先に死なないって言ったよな。
She didn't promise that, did she?
人生基本的には先送りよ。そんなことを本気で信じてる方が痛いんじゃない？人間死ぬ時はあっけないもんよ。私だって今まで何度もそういうの見てきたし。そりゃまあ病気になったのも、それをあなたに知られたのも不本意ではあるけれど、でも知られてしまった以上は少しでも前向きに捉えないとね。あなたのいざって時のこと覚悟しておいた方が。ちょっとカズさん。ごめん。よしよし。ほら、こっちおいで。
What do you say to that bird? She lost everything. What do you say when she said that? I wouldn't say anything, bro. I would just look at her, looking sad. You just gotta give her a hug.
まったく、あなたが赤ん坊の時だってこんなことしなかったわよ。まあ、しなかったからこそこんな子に育っちゃったんだけどね。ごめん、カズさん。このまますぐ死んだら確かに早すぎるけど、安心なさい。そんなに簡単にはくたばらないから。
本当？
一応 これでも100まで生きるつもりだしね。
また裏切ったりしないよな。そんなこと信じるのは痛いとか言わないよな。
さっきは言い過ぎたわ。ごめん。
一緒にいてくれるよな。母さんだけはずっと一緒に。
カズさん、
帰ろう。コンサート終わらせて早くウィーンに帰ろうよ。
Can't.
家でゆっくり寝てればすぐに治るよ。
Yoko says she wanna die at her hometown, bro. Or at least her home country. She wanna stay in Japan.
そして治ったらまたピアノ弾こう。私これからは母さんの面倒も見るからさ。そうだ、一緒にコンサート開くなんてのもいいな。連弾とかしたことないよな、私たち。私も母さんの添え物って言われないようにもっと腕を上げないとな。これからはコンサートもコンクールももっとたくさん出て。
カズさん、
頑張って頑張って、いつかあんたと並び立つくらいに。いや、超えてみせるからさ。だからずっと私のものすごく高い目標で、呆れるくらい強い敵で。
カズさん、もう隠し事はしないわ。あなたをこれ以上欺きたくないから。
母さん、
ごめんなさい、カズさん。でも
Damn, she don't got much time.
やめろ、やめて。
Oh.
私の冒険はここまでよ。
Why this game punishes you? Why does this game punishes you for choosing Setsuna? Why couldn't we just be happy with Setsuna, bruh? Why this game making me regret ever choosing Setsuna? I'm like, fuck. And the VA's died to leukemia. Dang. This game, this Arthur did this on purpose. You know this Arthur did this on purpose. Because most people that play the game, right, they want to see the after story with Setsuna. So some people probably, they just want to see the end with Setsuna, right? But the Arthur want to guilt trip you before we get to see the ending. He want you to see Kazusa and life torn apart before we can see this Setsuna ending. He want the viewers to regret choosing Setsuna before we get to see the Setsuna ending. I know he's not that cruel, right? There's no way the Arthur's that cruel. He's going to give us something, right? Something to give us relief for choosing Setsuna. There's no way this Arthur is going to guilt trip us the entire route for choosing Setsuna. I'm sure near the end, he's going to be like, here's your girl. Aren't you glad you chose her? Right? He's going to give us that kind of scene, right? There's no way he's going to guilt trip us for choosing Setsuna. They could have saved this in the Kazusa route, bruh. Maybe this is the Kazusa route. Maybe the Setsuna ending's the bad ending. I don't want to say it like that. It's fucked up, but that's how the Arthur is making me feel, to be honest. The Arthur is making me feel very guilty for trying to go for Setsuna, bruh. Fuck the Arthur. It's fucked up. Like she knows everything. The sun had already set when I left through the after hours entrance. Now the cold winter wind blows against my face without mercy. Looking at the clock, I see that it's well past 10 p.m. Come to think of it, it's well past visiting hours. It seems that the hospital gave me special treatment in more ways than one. I leave the hospital grounds and step onto Hojo University campus. Since it's nighttime during the exams period, there isn't anyone else around. Despite that, there are still some illuminated windows in the school buildings. They indicate that more than just exams are closing in, but also the deadlines for bachelor's and master thesis. I recall spending countless nights under those lights too.
じゃあさ、朝ごはん食べに行くときに起こして。おやすみ。
Hey, why is the Arthur doing this, bruh? Does he like torturing his viewers? I feel like that's what it is supposed to be. We're Haruki. He just wants us to torture us, man. He wants us to know how Haruki feels. Damn, that's my ex. I miss her. That was my favorite round closing chapter. I love Chiaki. It seemed to remember a strange caterpillar always hanging around my feet though. A classmate who brought her sleeping bag to the lab, even though she never actually bothered to write her thesis. She did successfully make it to the 4th year, but I started seeing her less and less after that. I never saw her at the graduation ceremony either. Now that I mention it, I do believe I once ran into her in the streets after I got employed. She had become unbelievably beautiful during the time I hadn't seen her. No, she was probably exceptional to begin with. When I asked how she was doing, she avoided the question by suddenly licking my ear before disappearing into the crowd with cackling laughter. Damn, bro. Yeah, it's basically the start of cancer, by the way. Yeah. And before I knew it, I had 2 tickets for a play in my pocket. There were platinum tickets for a trope even I knew about. I have absolutely no clue what she was trying to tell me, but I suppose that was proof that she hadn't changed one bit. Then Chiaki still trying to be an actress? I'll root for her.
ねえ、春樹。私はね、本当はあんたの思いの深さを知ってるよ。物語にしても遜色のない、あんたたちの綺麗な思いを知ってるよ。ここまで引っ張ったんだ。どうせなら最後まで突っ走って、綺麗な物語を綺麗なまま完結させてほしいな。
Back then, she was a precious female friend to me. Someone who I didn't really see as a woman. Damn, who's this girl? Well, Haruki just explained it. Chiaki is a precious female friend. Someone who I didn't really see as a woman. At times, she says something strangely clever, making me wonder sometimes whether she truly knew everything about me. Izumi. Right now, I'm suffering because my feelings are as deep as you described them to be. And I'm unable to produce a beautiful ending to this supposedly wonderful story just like you hoped I could. Tell me, Izumi, what did you know about me back then? And right now, do you know exactly what it is I should do? Looking at the clock, I see it's almost 11 p.m. Since I'm walking so slowly, and also immersing myself in nostalgic memories, it took me a whole 30 minutes just to leave the university grounds. The cold wind chills me to my core, like always, making me loathe the idea of staying in this place. But I also know that my thoughts will grow dull the moment I think about where to go instead. Yoko-san said she had a clue about where Kazusa is, and I had a good idea about where this place is myself. But I don't have the determination to go there right now, because I still don't know what will happen once she comes out to the world. That's why I can't knock on her door just yet. I need to make my resolve about everything by the next time I meet her. Not about our plans for the coming 2 weeks, not about what I'll do until our concert in Japan is over. It must be about the rest of Kazusa's life and my life, my own life. About where I'll live and who I'll live with. I can't go see her until I've fully made my resolve. So the next time we meet Kazusa is going to be the last time. We're going to finish this the next time. Tomo Yoko deaf as a pianist. Given that Kazusa admired her and viewed her as her rival, it's not something she can ever bring herself to fully accept, because Kazusa never had her eyes on anything else. Till one day surpassed Toma Yoko while she is still in her prime in a direct confrontation. To sneer at her own mother, for them to insult each other, honor each other, hug each other, and cry each other. See? Her aim was so focused that specific goal that it might be accurate to call it her final goal as a pianist. But today, the summit Kazusa aimed for vanished without warning. Goodies! Oh! The last hope, bro! This is it, the heroines! All the heroines gonna give Haruki memories. And that's gonna be the last push to help her. To help Haruki. To finally, finish things with Kazusa. It's closed already. This restaurant really has no interest in making money during nighttime, just like always. Though there really is no need to complain about that, because I'm not actually hungry. Also, this place is located on the way home, so I didn't waste my time coming here. I just thought that perhaps...
お店の前で陰気な顔して突っ立ってないでください。他のお客さんが逃げちゃいます。そんな顔はキッチンの中でしててください。たまには。
Koharu. Someone might be here to cheer me up. If for any good reasons, I might have led myself to believe something so convenient. The junior who started working here without a choice, so she could pay for a graduation trip. With a naturally over-serious, diligent, and fearless attitude, she managed to take over the reins of the restaurant before we knew it. It becomes someone absolutely vital to the restaurant in a mere 3 months. Eventually, the other employees begged her to stay after she graduated, which she did. And soon after, she became the poster girl for the restaurant, attracting dozens of repeat customers. I came here 2 or 3 times after I got employed, and she just lectured me with a sulky expression just like old times. Come to think of it, Setsuna, who was with me at the time, muttered something on the way home.
あの子、まだ春樹くんのこと好きだよ、きっと。
Damn. I have no clue who gave her that idea. I was just some good-for-nothing guy in her eyes, but that was precisely the reason she could never let me out of her sight. That mean the last girl, Mari.
先輩のことを知るためです。自分にとってわからない人でいてほしくないから。私の近くにいる以上、そういう態度は改めてもらわないと困ります。気になるからです。先輩に興味を持ってしまうからです。
Dang. She was a troublesome kohai, who would poke her nose into the business of anyone, regardless of who they were. No, the weaker person was, the more evasive she became. I wonder what she'd do if Kazusa appeared in front of her. Kazusa might be a stranger to her, but would Koharu be able to ignore her? Would she have lost all faith and everything precious to her? Sugi Yura Koharu. What would you think if you met Kazusa? You, who are widely regarded as being similar to me.
あの子はピアノを愛してる。けど、私みたいに人生そのものじゃなかった。
If I were to ask Yoko-san, then she isn't someone who can live as long as her piano. She's not such a pure
あの
musician.
子はピアノを愛してる。だって弾いている間だけは愛する人と触れ合えたから。
それって陽子さんの。
まあ確かに私もあの子の世界の中の数少ない住人ではあったでしょうね。け
Haruki.
どもちろん今の例えは私のことじゃないわよ。
Reality is terribly harsh, and it's terribly lenient on me. That's why Yoko-san didn't try to hide her irritation about my indecisiveness.
そうやってピアノを弾いている間だけ触れ合える人たちがいたから、あの子は毎日飽きもせずに弾き続けていただけ。
Someone who does exist in reality, but can only be met in her fantasies. Someone who'll be by her side and guide her. Remember what Yoko-san said? Kazusa talk about Haruki 10 hours a day, every day. And Kazusa practice the piano 10 hours a day, every day. So whenever she plays the piano, she's communicating with Haruki. That's cute. Even when fantasies and realities are put together, only a few people comprise of her entire world.
けど厄介なことに、あの子は私ほどピアノが好きじゃないくせに、私より才能だけはありやがったのよね。
She played the piano without rest every single day just so she could communicate with a small number of people. In a twist of irony, her exceptional talent led those performances to be accepted worldwide.
そんなあの子が自分の道を自分で見つけられるか。実は私にも自信がないのよね。
That's why, even if she still has her piano, there's no one she could communicate with through those sounds, then there might not be any purpose in it at all. Dang. In other words, if Kazusa loses both Haruki and her mom, there's no reason for Kazusa to play the piano anymore.
2番線、本日最終電車になります。お乗り遅れのないようお願いします。
I gotta use my rights. Can't open it. I can't drink water, dude. It's fine. Whatever.
ドアが閉まります。ご注意ください。
I wasn't thirsty anyway. What happened to Kazusa from now on? I'm sure those who know her only as Toma Yoka daughter, world famous young pianist, would say something like the following: take after the path your mother took, or travel the world like your mother, or your mother can't keep at it anymore even if she tried. In response to those people, I'll probably say something like, don't go running your mouth about something you know nothing about. And an indignant rage is nothing so simple. She doesn't have that kind of resolve. After all, she actually is a really weak person. She's incredibly naive, and without determination, she doesn't live in a normal reality most people live in. And not only that, even in an unnatural reality she lives in, she's still a true genius who managed to improve through effort, independent of her talent and painful fantasies.
まもなく1番線、御宿行きが参ります。白線の内側までお下がりください。
And now, she has broken down at her very foundation, losing everything she built up, all because of a nobody like me. Can I still ask her to gather her resolve despite that? Can I ask her whether she still intends to hold concert as planned, and how she plans to live her life from now on? Can I ask her whether she'll live in Japan with her mother just as Yoko-san wants her to, or if she'll convince Yoko-san to return to Vienna with her, or perhaps if she plans to go down the path Yoko-san was supposed to go down, standing above countless people and challenging the world together? Or if she plans to go down the path Yoko-san was supposed to go down, but unwilling to rely on others and challenges the entire world by herself. Or perhaps, am I supposed to tell her to give up? Am I supposed to tell her that the man she loved, the man who loved her, doesn't exist anymore? Am I supposed to tell her to face the fact that our feelings just never came to fruition? And that goes for the both of us.
2番線、発車いたします。ドアが閉まります。ご注意ください。
Or perhaps, this really is the worst imaginable possibility, but she might end up abandoning both her mother and her piano. Would she turn her back on the world she has lived in up until now and turn herself into a new tiny world that she herself desires? Would she turn her back on the expectations her surroundings have for her, as well as the feelings of her family? Will she feign strength despite her weak heart and approach a future where any semblance of a normal world would be ruined? How ridiculous. Of course she isn't capable of that. She could never make such a dreadful choice. She would stand still and place crying all the while. You're starting to think that Kazusa Route is going to be all about Setsuna? You think that's the Arthur vision? No matter what girl you choose, He's going to make you regret those decisions and make you feel guilty. So that way you can have connection with the main character, Haruki. You can understand his guilt. The guilt of eating him alive for choosing the wrong girl. What he think is the wrong girl. Hey. But it's too late. We already chose this path. We have to stand up, chest out, and continue to walk the path that we chose in the very beginning. No take backs. You think that's the Arthur vision? That's why such a possibility is impossible. In other words, that's not something she is capable of alone. It's a future that is physically impossible of her to reach. Assuming that no one gives her a push from behind. If that's the case. If she can't decide by herself, will someone else decide her life for her? Will someone tell her what to choose? But wouldn't that be the same as determining her life for her? Doing so might be arrogant. It might be the deed of the devil who toys with the lives of people. But does that mean it's okay for that someone to do nothing? Is it okay for that someone to not protect Kazusa? At some point, the day changed. Regardless, the windows of the editing department are lit up like always. But the person I want to lie on the most isn't there anymore. It's been 2 whole years after all. The person I owe so much to. The person who taught me how to survive in society before I enter it.
私に任せておけ。編集長が総没と言ったって、発売日にはお前の記事がちゃんと載ってるはずだ。
Mari-san, I've done my best. I worked the hardest I can so I could follow in your footsteps, even if only a little bit. I'm still only in my first year, but I gained a bit of confidence. Thanks to that, I've fostered valuable bonds with people and lost the pressure ties and obligation with society. Mari-san, what would you do right now? Would you still choose work? Would you choose your bonds with people? Would you choose your obligation to society? I don't know anymore. So could you come back? Could you become my superior once more? And could you guide me again?
北原って結構ナイーブだよな。傷つきやすくて自分で自分を責めてばかりで。だから余計落ち込むのか。誰も自分を叱ってくれないから。叱った後許してくれないから。じゃあ私はお前を責めないよ。だから許しもしない。
That's right. I made a promise back then. I promised to decide by myself, to not leave things in the hands of others, to not pander to other people's opinions, and to not beg for forgiveness. Even if that means ignoring the thoughts and feelings of everyone around me. I promised to resolve myself and carry all the responsibility by myself. I promised to be that someone. Again, can of coffee. The streets of Onjuku, where the last train has already departed. If I'm looking for a warm place, I aimlessly sit down on a roadside guardrail. Exposed to the cold wind, the canned coffee in my hands is the only thing keeping me warm. Even when I look up, the thick clouds conceal every star in the sky. The night unbearable for people to loiter in. But in my thoughts, I see the warm expression of all the people I come to know, entering and leaving my mind. Takia, Io, Yanagihara-san, and the people I've known since high school. Classmates, upperclassmen, and underclassmen. Hamada-san, Kisaki-san, Suzuki-san, Matsuoka-san, the managing editor, the chief and editor, my co-workers and superiors who were where I should be right now. Aside from them, there are many people who I met doing work, as well as people who I met in private, people of all ages and genders. And then, there are those who are more like family to me than my real family, Setsuna mom and dad, and Takahiro-kun. And then, there's the person who I treasure more than anyone in my life, and who has treasured me more than anyone in her life. And there were of course times where there were trouble between us, when we were annoyed at each other's attitude, and we made each other mad. Things were not perfect, but through communication and honesty, we always made up. We always returned to our usual warm smiles before long. Are we going to meet Setsuna? She's the final heroine. That's why she, too. Someday, she will learn to naturally smile warmly in front of other people, just like everyone else. Even if it's painful for her, even if she's forcing herself, she'll definitely be able to live with a smile, I'm certain. How many percent is certain? Is it 100%? Is it absolute? Will she, of all people, manage to connect with many others? Can she show them her smile and make them happy? And as a result, will it make her happy in return? What kind of fantasy is that? Can I believe such a pipe dream? Am I even allowed to make myself believe it? I have memories with countless people. I have an innumerable amount of connections with society. That doesn't just go for the past. Even now, I meet new people every day, and through those meetings, I establish more connections with society. My world may be a small one that bears no resemblance to Kazusa's world, but I'm thoroughly connected to every corner of it. Unlike Kazusa's world, mine is a world that is open to the outside. Where I live in such a vastly different world from her, it's not possible for me to say she'll be fine, as if I don't know what it's like. We meet Kazusa or Setsuna. Let's see. Oh, it's snowing, bro! It's snowing. I need water, bro. Alright. You know what this means? It's time to end this. As I was trying to pass the night walking around in circles as I was, God decided not to forgive me. At last, it started falling. It fell on the day we made our promise to always be together, the three of us. It fell on the day when three became one, as two broke away. I fell on the day when two separated, became a pair of ones. I fell on the day when the pair of ones tried to become two again, but couldn't bring themselves to forgive each other. It fell on the day when the pair of ones swore to become two again, after having hurt each other countless times. It fell on the day when two became three again. Oh, that's that. Hey, give me a second. Hold up, give me a second. BRB. Alright, sorry about that. It's cool. L. It's really hard to see. Okay. Let's see. I think I said this already, but I'll read it again. It fell on the day when two became three again. Uh-oh. And it's falling today. That's right, it has to be today. Today, I arrived at the crossroad of my life, as well as that of the three of us. The decision I make today will end up affecting the lives of the many people around me. Oh shit. Okay, who you think he's gonna meet? I think Haruki's gonna meet. Well, they didn't show Setsuna yet. They already showed the three heroines in the beginning, right? For closing chapter. Not in the beginning, but you know, previously. I think he's gonna meet both of them. It's gonna be Kazusa and Setsuna. That's what I think. It's gonna be Shiro! After all these years, we're finally gonna see him again. BFF from high school. After all, ever since that day, winter has always been what set my fate into motion. It was always snowing on those days. It was always snowing. Excuse me. My chest hurts. Something presses against me. Something much more bitter and painful than a permeating cold of winter in the freezing snow. It's telling me that I can't run away anymore. It's telling me that I have to make a choice. Make one of the two choices. And one of those choices is one I thought I already made. Damn, Setsuna or Kazusa? Damn, I kinda want to take back my answer. Maybe it is Setsuna. Maybe this is a trick question. Maybe whoever you chose in the beginning of the Coda route, that's the girl you're gonna meet right now. I'm gonna take back my answer. It's gonna be just Setsuna. Right? And then if we chose Kazusa in the start, it's gonna be Kazusa if you chose Kazusa. But since I chose Setsuna in the beginning, I think Setsuna is gonna be the girl. Show up next. The snow seeps through me. The pain intense enough to tear off my heart and tear my body apart assaults me from within. Why? Why do I have to hesitate so much when I'm supposed to have made up my mind once in the past already? I know what the right thing to do is. I know that it's right, precious, and joyful. Despite that, I hesitate. Because this will be my final choice. If Kazusa can't decide, then I will. I will obey only my own feelings and choose the one person more precious to me than anything else in the world. Who do I want to make happy? Who can I be with and not regret it, even if it is the wrong choice? I can't back out anymore. This will be my final choice. Let me think about this until the snow stops falling. So if possible, don't stop falling until sunrise, at least. Alright, here it goes. Who is this girl? Our love of our dream. Who is this? Who's the girl of our... Oh, shit. Never mind. Damn, this says in a birthday. Bro, the snow stopped. What happened? You think they skipped it? They're gonna do like a rewind. I think they're gonna rewind like a flashback. I think something happened that night. Something always happens when it snows. So we just gotta keep going.
まずはマイリースポーツさんの記事ですが、東間和沙追加公演中止。1月の来日初コンサートも好評で、今月末追加公演がすでに決定しているピアニスト東間和沙さんですが、実は現在深刻な体調不良ということで、次回公演の開催が危ぶまれていることが関係者の話で明らかになりました。前回のコンサート以来、和沙さんはプロデューサーであり母親の東間陽子さんと共に報道陣の前に一切姿を現さなくなりましたが、実は前回のコンサートの後に体調不良を訴え、現在は都内の病院で療養しているというんですね。というのもですね、実は先週和沙さんの滞在先と思われるホテルに深夜救急車が出動する騒ぎがありまして、その時運び出された女性が彼女ではないかという目撃者の証言もあり、ここに来て追加公演の開催が危ぶまれています。なお、この件に対して東間陽子オフィスは昨夜、こちらではそのような報告を受けておりません。現在確認中ですとのコメントを発表しました。東間和沙さんの日本公演に関しては、発売1時間でチケットが完売するほどのクラシックとしては異例の大人気となっていまして、
Alright. What happened last night?
どういうことですかこの広告。確か2100円って話でしたよね。なんで3150円になってるんです。いくら増刊号だからってこの価格は。俺が強く押したって？なんでそれ。はあ？聞いてませんよ全然。なんでそんな話になってんです。なんですって？そ それしょっぱなに向こうに跳ねられた企画じゃないですか。吉松さんが通したんですかそれ。だから俺じゃってことは、
Pretty
どうや
shady.
ら二人とも部下に騙されてたみたいですね。ええ、わかりました。とにかく本人と話してみます。それじゃ失礼します。
Oh, what did Haruki do this time?
北原どこ行きやがったこの野郎。
うるさいなもう。
北原なら打ち合わせで直帰になってますよ。浜田さんが出社する前に顔出してましたけどね。
もしかして逃げやがったか。
Yeah.
そろそろアンサンブル増刊号の締め切りも近づいてきたみたいだし、そっちで忙しいんじゃないですかね。
本職のグラフでは一番下っ端なのに、部員の中で一番仕事の範囲が広いもんね。
風岡2世の名は伊達じゃない？
のんきに言ってる場合じゃない。その増刊号が偉いことになってんだよ。
偉いことって？東間和沙のヌードグラビアでも乗るとか？
いや、それ社長賞ものだから。
ある意味これも特ダネだけど、でもどうやって企画通したんだ。いつの間にタイアップ先まで決めてきたんだよ。
タイアップ？どんどん話大きくなってきたね。
忘れないでくださいね。あいつ1年目のペーペーですよ。
かと思えば追加公演中止なんて噂も流れてるし、わけわかんねえよ。一体どうなってんだよ北原。
What? How you know he did that? What you mean? Wait, what are you
一番
doing?
電話センターに接続します。合図の後30秒以内でメッセージをお願いします。
お待たせ。こっち住んだわよ。
あ、
何？まだ繋がらない？
週明けてからずっと留守電ばかりだ。どうなってんだよハルキ。
Damn, what happened to Haruki?
締め切りが近くて連日徹夜とか？確か来月発売の本メインで任されたんでしょ？
にしたって事前に一言あるだろうあいつなら。何しろ今日は本当に来るつもりあるのか？
信じるしかないよ。春樹だって今日がどんな日か忘れてるわけないし。
けど最近おかしかったろあの二人。
それは
なんか会ってる気配なかったし、せつなちゃんに聞いてもどことなくぎこちなかったし。
でもほら、お互い忙しくてって言ってたじゃん。今は仕方ないんじゃないのかな。
まさかあいつまだトーマのこと引きずってるんじゃないだろうな。
やめてよそういうこと言うの。
だってさ、公演キャンセルって噂が出てるんだぜ。あいつ絶対気にしてるだろ。もしかしてトーマのところに。
Yeah.
だからやめろって。私まで不安になってきちゃうじゃん。
まあいくらなんでも今のトーマとハルキとじゃありえないか。あ、ないない。
しかも人の不安煽っておいて自己解決しないでよね。
まあとにかく今日はそこんとこをはっきり確かめとこうぜ。そろそろ向かうか。せつなちゃんもう帰ってるって？
そういえば実はこっちも今朝からさ。
で、あの飛ばし記事、みおちゃんが流したの？
一部マスコミの間で社長の病気のことが取り沙汰されていたので、目先を変えておこうかと思いまして。
なるほど。上総の件がガセと分かったら、今度は東間陽子だと言っても誰も信用しないか？
ピンチをチャンスに変える会話術は社長に鍛えていただきましたから。
Dang, that's pretty good.
さすがは東間陽子オフィス随一の切れ者。やってくれるわね。
そもそも日本オフィスには私一人しかいませんし。
Damn, fancy.
あの子はまだ？
ええ、客室から一歩も出てきません。そろそろ1週間になるんですけど。
Damn, where did Haruki go? Who did he meet?
そう。
一応 毎日3回は伺ってるんですけど、未だにドアを開けてくれません。
ごめんねみおちゃん、うちの娘が迷惑かけて。
いいんです。彼女の気持ち痛いほどわかりますから。
Akia, that's a pink hairband. Akia has a white hairband, sir.
本当はわかるわけないんだけどね。
私だって泣きたいくらいショックなんですよ。社長が引退しちゃったら東間陽子オフィスはどうなるんですか。
まあその件は退院してから相談するとして、それでコンサートの準備の方は？
そちらは準備万端です。開催についても撤退についても。例の記事も半分はそれが狙いですから。
やっぱり東間陽子オフィス随一の切れ者ね。
社長が決断した瞬間にすぐに各方面が動けるように手配しています。損害も最小限に抑えられるように手を打ちました。
ありがとうみおちゃん。でも大丈夫、追加公演は予定通り開催するわ。
やるんですか？正直今の上総さんを見ていると、とてもあと2週間で元通り弾けるようになるとは。
それでもやるわよ。ついでにね、コンサート前にもう一仕事入れたわ。今夜担当がそっちに行く手はずになってるから。
Haruki?
はあ？何言ってるんですか社長。今の状況分かってるんですか？
東間親子は不治の病と恋の病に侵されて、二人揃ってピアニスト生命の危機ってところかしら。
分かってるなら考え直してください。コンサートのことだけでも慎重な対応が必要なのに、この上まだ負担をかけるなんて。
まあね、実は私もちょっとビビってる。あまりにもやりすぎなんじゃないかなって。
でしたら。
でも今はその劇薬にすがるしかないかなって。日本でなければできないことがあるかなって。
でも彼女今は誰とも会おうとしないんですよ。私でさえ部屋に入れてくれないんですから。
それは多分大丈夫。とにかくみおちゃんは担当の人が来たら部屋の前まで案内するだけでいいから。
Oh shit, dude.
そこから先は本当に責任持てませんよ。
ええ、それでいいわ。だってあの子はその人に対してだけは逃げることは許されないから。
よくわかりませんけどわかりました。やります。仕事ですから。
ほんといつも面倒かけてごめんね。
Severance
退
pay.
職金弾むから。
冗談でもそういう演技でもないこと言わないでください。
I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
それじゃねみおちゃん、あとよろしく。
Well, I mean, if she dies, the company's gone, right? It's not like Kazusa would take over, would she? I think she... Well, not in this state. I don't know.
もう
Damn.
恋の病？
Alright.
すいません。開けてください。
I think with that is a good stopping point. We're very close to the ending. I could feel it. Because usually everything goes down on Setsuna's birthday. Someone's horse always get broken on Setsuna's birthday. Alright? So this is probably the big moment where Haruki makes his big resolve. And then usually the game likes to end at March. So I'm gonna call it here. Plus it's getting late on my end too. So I appreciate everyone that stopped by. It's been cool. We might wrap it up next time and get that Setsuna ending for White Album 2 Coda. Anyway, later, bye.